What's up internet, welcome to Mo's Garage. In today's video we're going to be addressing these super bald tires. Alright you guys, so here is my current wheel and tire setup. These are the BFG's KO2s on the standard 265/75/16 tire size that come on the Xterras. These tires actually came on the vehicle when we purchased it about 3-4-ish years ago now. The previous owner had just slapped on some KO2s. Now I accidentally fell down the car modding rabbit hole when it comes to buying wheels and tires. I was just going to upgrade to 285s, but then I saw that the tires are actually cheaper on a 17-inch wheel, so I decided to go ahead and buy the wheels and tires. So let me bring those out so you guys can see what we got. Alright you guys, so here we have our new wheel and tire setup. These are the Toyo tires, Open Country 3s. These are the P-rated versions rather than the LTs, and honestly simply that was just due to cost. The P-rated tires were a little cheaper than the LTs. I don't do that much off-roading. I do occasionally, but not enough to actually warrant the extra cost of a LT tire. And here you can see that I actually decided to go with the NISMO AXIS wheels, which I think look really nice. But that's enough talk. Let's go ahead and get these wheels mounted. Now, as many of you guys may know, in order to fit 285s, you do need to perform the melt mod. So let's go ahead and get set up to get that done. Alright, so for the melt mod, all we're going to do is we're going to push in this little plastic piece that's protruding out and may rub against the 285s. In order to do so, we're going to use a 2x4 and a heat gun. Now, you could remove the wheel to give you the best access, but honestly, if you just turn the wheel towards you, it will give you more than plenty of room to get in there and push that plastic piece in. So now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and start heating up the fender liner. Now you don't want to focus the heat too much on one specific area, otherwise you may burn through it and make a hole, which would defeat the purpose of doing the melt mod. But once you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and start pressing up against the fender liner with your 2x4, and then just repeat the process, heating, pressing, until you feel you have reached an area of satisfaction where the plastic piece no longer protrudes out. Alright you guys, so this is essentially what you want it to look like afterwards. You really just want to make sure that that inner piece that was protruding out no longer is protruding out, and I think this looks great. Alright you guys, so I just finished the melt mod on both sides, and actually over here on the driver's side I just kind of found this big old hole. Not sure what this is about. This isn't normally a requirement to fit 285s, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this just to kind of keep it from flapping onto the tire. And actually also, in pulling off my old wheels, I noticed how dirty these things are. So what I've decided to do is for the new wheels, I'm going to go ahead and ceramic coat them. You don't need to use ceramic coat. To be honest, you can use any kind of wheel protectant, but just to kind of keep it from getting all dirty like that. And yeah, let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll go ahead and start mounting the tires. Alright, so first things first is to clean the wheels. Now my wheels are new, so I'm just going to wipe them down with some isopropyl alcohol, and you really want to get in there in all the nooks and crannies to make sure that this thing is nice and clean. I'm going to be doing both the front and the back, so I'm going to wipe it down nicely until the rag comes out really clean. Alright, so now that we have our wheel clean and it's time to apply the ceramic coat, I actually found that these sponge brushes work really well. So go ahead and apply a liberal amount to the sponge brush, and once you're ready you can start applying it to the wheel. The sponge brush actually helps a lot when getting into all the nooks and crannies. Alright, so once you are done applying the ceramic coat, you need to wait about 10 minutes before you can come back and lightly buff it off with a microfiber towel. Now, if you want to layer the ceramic coat, according to the instructions, you do need to wait an hour or two before applying the next coat. So I'm going to go ahead and do the front side of the wheel, and then we can come back to do the second layer. Alright, so I went ahead and I finished the ceramic coating off camera because I'm just excited to go ahead and mount these wheels. So I'm going to use my legs to go ahead and kind of prop up the wheel to the hub, and then using my hand I can just kind of go ahead and secure it on there, hand tight, and then we'll drop the car and we'll torque it all down with a torque wrench. Alright you guys, this tire is all done and ready to rock, and look at how it compares to this old tire. Man, this is such a huge difference. I'm already loving it. But of course I forgot to cut off that front fender liner that was kind of loose and flapping around, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I have all 4 tires mounted onto the truck, but we still have one left. This one's going to go onto the spare tire. So let's go ahead and remove that center cap. And once we have this mounted onto the truck, we can go out and do a before and after shot. Alright, so to drop the spare tire, you're going to need the T-handle and the T-handle extension. These items are located in the back seat near the passenger side, right where your jack is. Go ahead and open the hatch where you will see the access hole. Here you can stick the T-handle with the extension, and I'm actually going to use a drill to kind of bring it down. Now unfortunately my drill's not strong enough to pull it back up, but we'll do that manually later. Alright, once the spare is all the way down on the bottom, all you got to do now is remove the hook that's pertaining the spare tire to the vehicle, and I'm going to do so by lifting up on one side and then just kind of maneuvering it out through the center. Once you have it out, go ahead and move the chain over to the side so it doesn't get caught as we're pulling out the old tire. Now to install the new spare, the steps are just going to be the reversal of the removal. I'm going to go ahead and scoot this into place, add the little chain link down the center of the wheel, and then we can start reeling it back up. I'm going to use the tools that came with the truck rather than using a drill, just because my drill's not that strong. But once you're done, go ahead and double check that it's up there nice and straight and nice and flush, and that there's nothing pinched or anything like that. As you can see here, mine looks pretty good. So now it's time to go out there to a parking lot so we can get a good look of the before and after. Alright, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Please consider hitting that like button if you liked the video or found it useful in any way. Consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.